Hello, welcome everyone to a brand new episode of Johnson's Court. If you can tell a little bit, I'm getting over this little sickness, this little cold that I got going on, but it's just in time for the AFC and NFC championship. So don't be discouraged by my voice because I am here to give you all the news, what's happening, what's going on today, ladies and gentlemen, because we've got a championship Sunday going down, which means that we only have 1 week left until we get to the Super Bowl, which is going to be an exciting event, whether or not the Chiefs make it in, the Ravens make it in, the 49ers, or the Lions. These are the four best teams that are left remaining who have fought, who have won their way to the AFC Championship or to the NFC Championship. For some, it may have taken them a lot longer to get there, maybe years, decades to get there, or it may be their 6th straight year going to the AFC Championship. Now, with that being said, it's just me today. I do have our ongoing running picks for Nick and I. You know, there's not too many left to make because, like I said, the Super Bowl is almost here. Once we do the Super Bowl pick, then we will add up our total number and see what we went for the entire year, ladies and gentlemen. So that's always something fun to do. So I'm glad you guys have been able to come and be a part of that. Today I am representing Ball State University. That is my college. So I'm super excited to be wearing this again on this beautiful Sunday. Now, to get straight into it, last week Nick and I both went 3-1. We both picked the same teams, and 3 of the teams won, 1 of the teams lost. So 3-1 there, with the week before that going 3-3. So that puts our total record for the playoffs so far at 6-4. He's 4, my 4, not 8. And, you know, not surprising, not shocking that we picked the same, because normally you do pick the favorites to win each round. You know, you may have an upset in there, here, or there, and sometimes it's just the way that it goes. So, you know, there's not really too much to talk about this week other than just the AFC Championship game, the NFC Championship game, and who we think is going to win it. I've got Nick's pick. You know, I already made my picks as well, so I'll get into that later. But I did want to kind of discuss the weather that's going to be going on for the AFC game and the NFC game, because the weather can make a big change. It can be a big factor depending on if you're going to pass the ball more, run the ball more, what your strategy is going into the game, halftime, things like that. So we'll start in the AFC Championship. We will start with Baltimore and Kansas City Chiefs. Now, this is the sixth straight AFC Championship game for the Kansas City Chiefs. They are on the road for this one, though. The majority of the time, they had played the AFC Championship game at home, but this time it will be away. So how much of a factor, will that play going into this game? Now, the weather in the Baltimore game is going to be in the 50-degree weather, so on the chillier side, with an 82% chance of rain. So this kind of, I would say, helps the Baltimore in a way that gives them an advantage because of how they run the offense. Running wise, they don't pass too much, but then the Chiefs, they do pass, but they've dropped balls, so maybe it's a better run game for them. We'll just see how it pans out. Now, this game will get started at 3:30 today. It is 12:35. I'm making these picks the day before because in case of injuries or activations, deactivations, I didn't really have to worry about that since there wasn't a game on Saturday and then a game on Sunday. It is at M&T Bank Stadium. Like I said, it's a home game for the Baltimore Ravens. So I'm just super excited to see the two best teams in the AFC face off later this afternoon. Now, for the weather in the 49ers game, it's going to look completely different. It's going to be 73 degrees. It's going to be beautiful out there in California with a light chance of rain. Now, light chance of rain doesn't mean it's going to rain. Now, when you see 82% chance of rain, more than likely it's going to rain on you while you're there at the game. Now, the 49ers are playing at Levi Stadium. It is a home game for them. The Lions have not won a road playoff game since 1957, if I'm correct. I saw that stat earlier today. Sorry, guys. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. So enough about the weather. Let's go straight into the game because this is a short podcast. It's a short video because there's not too much left to talk about. But you've got the Ravens. You've got the Chiefs. On the AFC side, who start at 3:30. They're the first game of Championship Sunday. Like I said, the Chiefs are on the road for this game. It is the sixth straight AFC Championship game for them. They've been there. They've had the experience. They know what they're doing. They've won Super Bowl, so they know how to get to that next level. Now, with that being said, will that be the case? Do the Ravens make a great case in what Lamar Jackson has been able to do this season to potentially win MVP? He's still up there in the running. So is Christian McCaffrey. Patrick Mahomes is up there somewhere as well. But I think that Lamar Jackson can win MVP. And I think, once again, I'll say it, I think it should have already been named before the playoffs start because they're regular season awards. So why would you not name them before the regular season? But it is what it is. They're going to do what they're going to do. But it is at home for the Ravens. It is a little bit chilly, rain, kind of more their tempo style of play. I don't know what word I was trying to think of there. But it's more of their kind of play style and their kind of, when I say home field advantage, I feel like the Ravens are getting this. Kansas City Chiefs fans do travel pretty well, so there will be a good abundance of fans there. But I do see the Ravens winning this game. And I see them making to the Super Bowl since 2012 when they went there and faced the 49ers last time, and they won. I remember that game. It was one of the few Super Bowls that I started growing up watching when I was younger. Nick, on the other hand, is going to go the Chiefs. He is going to go the road team. He thinks that since they've been to 6 straight AFC championships, since Patrick Mahomes, who is Patrick Mahomes, is that he believes that the Chiefs can get it done, and he's rocking with the Swiftie fans. He thinks Travis Kelce. He's rocking with the Kels, or I saw their dad say that like the real last name isn't Kelce. It's like different. So like now like we're gonna have that whole debate. But he's rocking with the Chiefs on this Sunday championship, and we will differ there. So we will have a different record, or maybe not a different record going into this. We'll see what happens, because in the NFC Championship game that starts at 6:30, that is going to be a phenomenal game. I think both these games are going to be really good, by the way. I don't think that, oh, hey, only watch the AFC Championship game because the NFC Championship game isn't going to be good. I think both of these games are going to be really good. So you are in for it when you're going to be watching both of these games. But when I look at the sheet, and I see what my pick is, and I see what Nick's pick is, it's the same exact pick. We are both going to go the Detroit Lions here. The Detroit Lions have been playing out of their minds this season. They've been playing some of the best football they've ever played it in their entire life. They beat Matthew Stafford to get here. Who else did they beat? They beat the Bucks. They beat the Bucks to get here, because it could have been the Eagles, but they beat the Bucks instead. Just crazy to think that the Lions have never won a Super Bowl. They're one of the teams in here that have. They're the only team left in here that haven't won a Super Bowl. Is it their year to win a Super Bowl? Is it? I don't know. A lot of Lions fans think so. And I think that they have that opportunity. I think they have the shot to get there. With the momentum, everything going for them, the city of Detroit, give that city something to root for other than just the 2 playoff games that they won. Make it a third one, have them, when the Super Bowl comes, have everybody call off work. Or, if they have to work on that Sunday, that's going to be the biggest parties, Can you imagine if the Lions win the Super Bowl? Some people do have them winning the Super Bowl. That is Nick's pick. He's got the Lions winning the Super Bowl. Can you imagine the kind of party that they would have in Detroit, I can imagine. I don't even know how it would be, what it would be like, but I know that it would be absurd. It would be off the screen, guys, off the charts, since they've never won a Super Bowl in their franchise history. But like I said, I'm going the Lions with all momentum and everything going for them. I think they've got a great shot. I think it's going to be a great game versus the 49ers. I think that if the Lions can control Christian McCaffrey, then they've got a great chance of winning this game. Now, I'm not docking Brock Purdy for him not being good or being the last pick or anything like that. I think he's a really good quarterback. I think the system that he's in, he's proven that he can really play in this system. And obviously, not only do you have to stop Christian McCaffrey, but you got to stop Deebo Samuel. Those are two big players that you're going to have to limit, under 100 yards. And say the Lions do that in the first half. Well, you got to play the second half as well. So it's a whole ball game that you got to play. And if any of these teams get down early, and I'm talking for the Lions, the 49ers, the Chiefs, the Ravens, don't count yourself out. That is how you beat yourself, and that is how the other team capitalize on you, and then they just never look back. And then it's not a fun game for anybody. So as long as these teams have positive spirits, if things aren't connecting early, find ways to connect early. Really go in there. Don't give up. Don't give up. You got to play football for the entire game. And as long as both of these teams do that, we are going to have a great NFL Sunday, a championship Sunday that will be one to remember. So, wow, this is going to be fun. It's going to be a wild one for sure. I think it's going to be one of the best championship Sundays we've had in a very long time, with just so much riding here, and which just how great of a season that it has been. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in, watching, listening to this podcast. Hopefully my voice wasn't too annoying that you just turned it off in the first 30 seconds. And if you did, I don't blame you for that, okay? I'm really trying to get over this sickness, and I'm almost there, like I said. But, with that being said, I just want to talk about the NBA a little bit real quick, with what's going on with, all these players dropping 70 points, 60, high points. The league is really, really doing well right now. I was watching the Lakers and the Warriors game the other night, went to double OT. Just exciting things happening in the NBA. The All-Star game is coming here in Indy in a few weeks. So we're super excited about that. I know that I'll make a podcast about the All-Star weekend and who I think is going to win the dunk contest, three-point contest, and the All-Star game and the skills challenge. So stay tuned, guys. We've got one more week to go after this for the Super Bowl, and then we will be talking about the NBA the rest of the year out. So thank you guys again for tuning in, and we will see you all next week, and have a great NFL